What's up, shawties? Today we're gonna go over 50 hidden details in Attack on Titan, which is crazy for one show to have so many hidden details, but we're literally talking about the peakest of peak fiction, so completely makes sense. Regardless, let's not waste agony time and get straight to it. Number 1. The walls that protect the people are 15 meters tall, and the reason they're so tall is because the colossal titans are also 15 meters tall. Number 2. Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan, is so anti-bullying that he literally kills off the bullies that bullied Armin and Eren in the first episode. Number 3. Sasha was actually supposed to die way earlier in the show and the manga, but luckily one of the editors was able to convince Isayama to at least delay her death somewhat. Her death was so bad that I think the editor was reportedly found out to be crying in the shower, which is crazy, but then again, I do not blame him at all. Number 4. Eren has actually killed the most titans as a titan, while Mikasa has actually killed the most titans as a human. Number 5. Zeke's attack in Shiganshina actually happened because while the scouts were riding there were actually small pipes that were seen in the floor, indicating that him and all the other titans were actually hiding underground. Number 6. In Marley, when Eren and Zeke met up secretly, when Zeke threw his baseball over to Eren, if you noted the shadows behind both of them, you can see that both of them did not have heads, foreshadowing both of their deaths in the future. Number 7. When we see Zeke's backstory, there's a slight animation with him playing with the monkey plushie, which, if you check closely, it's actually foreshadowing his future Titan form. Number 8. When Eren and Annie fight their final battles, before they knock a church off its building, we are shown what's going inside the church where people are praying. But look at the formation of the people. Exactly, it's the same formation as the walls. Number 9. Carla, who is Eren's mother, actually lied to Eren that her legs were paralyzed so she can get him to run. But when she gets picked up from the Titan, if you notice her legs, they're shaking. Number 10, and this is a weird one. Apparently, Zeke, one of the strongest Titans, cannot eat spicy food. Like, hello? Bro can turn huge rocks into tiny baseballs, but do not bring him next to a Cheeto. Number 11, Armin actually killed a human before he actually killed a Titan. Number 12, we actually find out the reason why we don't see Armin's parents in the entire story, because his parents tried to flee from paradise through a hot air balloon, but the military caught them, questioned them, and then later executed them. In the first 3 seasons, if you note, Eren looks like his mother, but in the last season he starts to look more like his father. Number 14. Eren and Mikasa have actually been at the same height throughout the entire show since they were young, and both grew to a total of 6 feet. Number 15. The Car Titan, which is one of the 9 special titans, was actually supposed to be a normal titan until Isayama decided to change and make it part of the special titans. Number 16. Apparently Isayama drew Armin as Armin and Jean into one, but later on he decided to split them into 2 different people. Number 17, which is a confusing one, and that's before ODM gear was created. Apparently scouts could jump 10 foot. 10 feet. My guy, put them in the NBA. Number 18. If you look back to when the female Titan was chasing the scouts, Reiner tells Armin and Berthold to actually cover their hoods so no one can tell who Eren is. But right before he fights the female Titan, he actually takes his hood off, and that's because the female Titan later on was revealed to be Annie. So when he took off his hood, it was to let her know that, look, it's me, Reiner, and so she doesn't kill him. Number 19. If you look at Eren's eyes through the season, you can see they completely change. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green, sometimes they're even grey. And that's because there's no photo of Eren after he died, so Armin, the narrator, actually starts to forget what Eren looks like. Number 20. If you notice vigilantly, there is an episode without any narration, and that episode's in Shiganshina arc, and that's when Armin was actually fighting the colossal titan, which leads them to later on being unconscious. and since he's the narrator and him being unconscious, there was no narration in that episode at all. Number 21. Mikasa, who wears her iconic red scarf, actually stops wearing it towards the end of season 4 to signify that her past with Eren is eventually coming to an end. Number 22, and this is a fun fact, but in volume 11 of the manga, Isayama shows what Mikasa, Armin, Connie, and Historia and Jean would look like as Titans, with Mikasa being super muscular and Connie being a super tiny Titan. Poor Connie is literally just catching random strays. Number 23. In the anime, they never show how Eren actually escapes from the jail. But in the manga, they show that he actually created a tunnel and used the Founder Titan's power to actually block it off so no one can follow him. Number 24, and this is a super cool one, but if you look at the first intros of the show, you can actually spot Marley, the ocean, and Paradise all in the intro. Number 25, and we're at the halfway mark. Everyone waves Annie goodbye towards the end when she decides to depart and not join the final fight. But the only person that does not wave goodbye at her is Levi, and that's because he still does not forgive her for killing off his entire squad in season 1. Number 26, and this is a sad one, but Marco's birthday is actually in June 16th, which is actually the middle of the year, which also resembles why half of his body was only found in season 1. Number 27, and this is what makes Attack on Titan so special, is that during Yumiri's backstory, when she gets hit with an arrow, some of her blood goes on a flower, but if you look at how many petals the flower has, it actually has 9 petals, which is to later reference the 9 special Titans. I mean, how cool is that? Another detail from the backstory is that when she got snitched on by the people, we're shown 13 hands pointing at her, which also resembles that the special Titans only have 13 years to live. Number 29. The last 2 Jaeger's family members, Eren and Zeke, were actually killed off by the last 2 Ackerman families, Levi and Mikasa, with Levi killing off Zeke and Mikasa killing off Eren. Number 30, and this is a cool one, but Gabby's character design is literally based off Isayama's drawing of Eren but as a girl. So technically speaking, Gabby is literally the female version of Eren. Number 31, and this one you can closely note after rewatching the series, but in the season 1 outro, if you look carefully, all the scouts are shown on one side, but then on the other side are Annie, Reiner, Berthold, and Ymir, showing how they're not from Paradise. Number 32. The worm shown in the show was not just a random worm that they chose, but it is called a hallucigenia, which is an actual worm that went extinct. The reason it was chosen was because it was one of the first worms on Earth, just like how Ymir was the first founder of the Titans. Number 33, and this is actually a really cool one, but Eren's Titan is actually modeled after the boxer Yushin Okami, while Reiner's Titan is literally modeled off Brock Lesnar. Like, what? Number 34, and this is a super unique one as many people do not know, but Attack on Titan actually collabed with the Marvel as they released a comic book called Attack on Avengers, where the Avengers actually fight off Titans. Number 35, Isayama actually wanted to kill off everybody in the final, but luckily because of the positivity of the show and the manga, Isayama decided to change his mind and let some of the scouts live. And thank God he did that, because if he actually killed off everyone, God, that show just would become 10 times more depressing. Number 36, the Titans that were actually captured were named Sonny and Bean, which seem completely random, but if you put the 2 names together and search them on Google, you get led to a person, an actual human from Scotland named Sonny Bean, who was an actual cannibal. Just crazy stuff. Number 37, it is speculated that when Sasha went to rescue the child, she actually fought off a Titan that looks eerily resembling Connie's father. So it could be possible that Sasha actually killed Connie's father. Number 38. While in the show, Berthold's sleeping position was made as a joke where they would predict the weather based off his sleeping position. One of his sleeping positions actually resembled the hanging man turret, which is a form of torture for traitors. And guess who was the traitor? I know, right? Number 39, and this is kind of weird, but Marley and Paradis on a map actually look like a flipped version of Africa, with Paradis being Madagascar. So, technically and humorously speaking, it is possible that Alex the Lion is canon in Attack on Titan, which would be so stupidly funny, which I'm obviously joking. Number 40, and we're almost to the end, but the cities in Attack on Titan are actually based off a real place in Germany, in a real town called Norderlingen. Number 41, we were shown a lot of scenes of birds flying in the air, and that was actually because the birds were supposed to symbolize freedom. Number 42, and this is also a unique catch, but while some of the scouts were hiding in the castle, Ymir passes Reiner a can of cat food. But for some reason Reiner was shocked, and that's because the cat food was written in Marlin. So he was shocked that Ymir could actually read what it said, and it gave off both of their true identities. Number 43. The only time and the last time Levi actually smiled was when Historia hit him in the stomach when she finally became queen. Number 44. When Armin saw Eren's head being carried by Mikasa, he was actually in genuine shock because he did not know that that was the original plan to kill off Eren, as he was not there when the scouts discussed it. Number 45. In the manga, page 13 is the only numbered page, which, if you look at the page, was when Eren wakes up from his dream under the tree, foreshadowing his death as he returns to the tree 13 years later, but sadly in a grave. Number 46. The show shows that the trio always had Eren rush first, with Mikasa behind him, and Armin at last trying to catch up to them, which was also shown in the last episode when Armin talks about it again. And in the end credits too, you can see that Eren dies first, followed by Mikasa, and then finally at last Armin. Number 47, and this is a very discreet detail, but during their training as Survey Corps, we see Eren fail to use the ODM gear and fall on his head. But later on, when they're in shelter, we see Eren's head blow steam off, which is how Titans heal, foreshadowing that he's a Titan. I thought it was just there for comedic effect, honest to God. Number 48. When Annie talks to Armin in the boat, we are shown that he's shocked. And he's not shocked because a baddie spoke to him, but he's actually shocked because during that moment, Eren talks to Armin about everything while inside the Foundation Titan's head. Number 49. When the castle starts to fall, while Ymir becomes the Titan to fight the other Titans, if you look very closely at Berthold, you can see that he is about to bite his hand to turn into a Titan, which, if you did not know, was before he was revealed to be the Colossal Titan. Which is crazy because I would have never ever spot that. And finally, number 50. When young Eren wakes up from his dream, he asks why did Mikasa's hair get so long? And that's because supposedly his dream consisted of the entire Attack of Titan plot. And as we also saw in the show, Mikasa's hair was short the entire time. So that's why when he woke up, he asked why her hair all of a sudden became so long. Well, that is 50 hidden details in Attack on Titan. And you know what's the craziest part? We barely scratched the surface. There's so many more hidden details, and I love finding more about the hidden details. And hopefully I'll cover them in another video. Before we end the video though, I'm gonna say a few words for myself. Your boy actually upgraded to a tripod, if you can clearly see from the height, which is so cool. Before, I actually had 3 tissue boxes stacked with the candle on top, and then I would use that as my tripod holder somewhat, but now it's so cool to actually have a proper tripod. You guys can actually see so much more now. You guys can see the script. You guys can't see my monitor, which is where all of my videos are. Let me see if I can show you. I've got OBS up there, and I've got like my camera, whatever. That's pretty cool. And you guys can see Sonic, obviously, my books, and my skateboard. This angle is so much cooler, and hopefully I can invest in a good quality wireless mic in the future, because generally I'm so tired of having to wear headphones. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys really enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the subscribe and like, and if you have any video suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. I love reading them. And regardless, I'll see you guys next time.